In the year 20,753, humanity stood at the precipice of extinction, not from a dying Earth, not from a cosmic catastrophe, but from an unimaginable betrayal by the very beings it had once looked up to. The Galactic Council, a massive collective of civilizations spanning the stars, had humiliated Earth beyond measure. It was not just a slight, but a declaration of humanity's insignificance. For the first time in centuries, humans felt small, and they knew they would never stand for it. The Galactic Council had always been a distant yet revered institution. For millennia, humanity had watched from the fringes, sending representatives to diplomatic summits, trading technology, and exchanging knowledge. Earth's progress had been slow compared to the countless other civilizations, but the species had always carried a spirit of determination and hope. The idea of humanity's inclusion among the stars was a cherished dream, one that stretched across generations. But that dream was shattered in a single public event, the Galactic Convocation of 20,753. The convocation was meant to be a grand celebration of intergalactic unity. Every species, from the towering crystalline Riphalians to the bioorganic Zithari, gathered in the massive celestial auditorium where a holographic projection of each planet's representative illuminated the room. The Earth's delegate, Commander Adriana Kincaid, a seasoned diplomat and military leader, stood proudly before the assembly. Humanity had sent their finest. It was supposed to be Earth's moment, a milestone on the path to full membership in the Galactic Council. But as soon as Commander Kincaid spoke, something changed. A brief flicker in the holographic interface signaled a shift. Earth's application for full membership was abruptly rejected not because of any scientific or technological shortcoming, but because the Council deemed humanity too unpredictable, too violent. The words echoed across the chamber. The Zithari Councillor, with their many-eyed gaze, spoke of humanity's violent history, citing every war and every conflict. The Centauri delegate chimed in, reminding the Council of Earth's environmental degradation. The presentation was a cold, calculated analysis of Earth's failings, painting humanity as a species that could not be trusted with the full privileges of galactic citizenship. And yet, the final blow was the cruelest of all. The leader of the Galactic Council, a being known as Orithon, the oldest and wisest of their kind, stood before the assembly. With a voice as ancient as the stars, Orithon declared that humanity was a species still bound to its primitive instincts, incapable of rising above the darkness that had plagued it for millennia. The Council voted to strip Earth of its tentative status, reducing it to the rank of observer, with no voice, no power, and no future in galactic affairs. Humanity had been humiliated. It was as though everything they had fought for, everything they had worked toward, meant nothing. The stars had turned their back on them. What followed was a silence, a cold and suffocating silence. But deep within the hearts of Earth's people, something else stirred. Anger, fury. The shame they felt twisted into a burning desire for retribution. The leaders of Earth were quick to act. The once vibrant interstellar trade routes closed. Communication with the Council stopped. At first, it seemed like an overreaction, a temporary setback. But beneath the surface, something far more dangerous was brewing. In secret, human scientists and military tacticians began to develop a new kind of weapon. Earth's technology had never been as advanced as the Council's. Its ships were slower, its weapons less refined. But the humans had something that the Galactic Council had forgotten: resilience. Innovation born of necessity. And above all, the relentless drive to prove that humanity would not be cast aside. For years, they worked in the shadows, building the Aegis, the first human ship designed not for diplomacy or peace, but for war. It was an enormous vessel, larger than any warship in the history of Earth, equipped with experimental weaponry, capable of cutting through even the toughest of shields. Its core was powered by a new form of energy, a dangerous fusion reactor that could bring entire fleets to their knees. It was not just a weapon, it was a message. As the human fleet gathered in secret, so too did their resolve. Earth's generals, veterans of past wars, began to rally the people. The United Earth military, a force that had been relegated to peacekeeping duties for generations, was reactivated and transformed into a vast war machine, ready to face the stars. The Galactic Council, unaware of the growing human threat, continued to live in its lofty position, making decisions for the galaxy without regard for the people who lived within it. They laughed at the idea of humanity even considering defying them. But the Council had underestimated one thing: human tenacity. When the humans were ready, they struck. The first target was the Zithari homeworld, a peaceful planet surrounded by swirling rings of gas and dust. The humans hit it without warning, launching a devastating assault that crippled the planet's defenses in minutes. The Zithari, known for their intelligence and wisdom, were caught off guard by the ferocity of the attack. Their fleet had been unprepared for an enemy that fought with such raw determination. Next, the Centauri, known for their vast starships and superior weapons, felt the might of humanity's retaliation. The Aegis and its fleet tore through their defenses, shattering their strongest vessels in a brutal assault. For the first time in history, humanity was seen as a force to be reckoned with, not a weak and fractured species. The Galactic Council tried to mobilize their forces, but it was too late. The humans had already made their point. They fought with an intensity and strategy that the Council had never anticipated. It wasn't just about defeating them, it was about sending a message to every species across the galaxy. Earth would not be humiliated. Earth would not be ignored. And most importantly, Earth would never again bow to the will of the Galactic Council. In the end, the Council could not withstand the fury of humanity. After weeks of relentless conflict, the surviving Council members were forced to the negotiating table. They offered Earth an apology, an admission of their grave mistake. They offered full membership in the Galactic Council, with all the rights and privileges that came with it. But Earth had already made its decision. Humanity would no longer wait for permission to join the galaxy. It would take its place among the stars on its own terms. The war was over, but the universe would never be the same. Humans had shown that they could stand against the might of the most advanced civilizations. They had proven that no matter how far they were pushed, they would never be broken. The Galactic Council had underestimated them, and humanity had shown the galaxy exactly what it meant to be human. And from that day forward, the stars no longer shone with the cold light of indifference. Now, they glowed with the fire of human pride, burning bright for all to see. Humanity had gone to war, and they had won.